Alright, trippers. Um, just a fucking bit of an update. I just done fucking 3 12-hour fucking shifts. So, obviously, when I come off the 3 12-hour shifts, then I decided, well, to be fair, Tommy decided that he went like, you're not going to have a drink and sit and have a crack with me and all that. And I went like, no, I'm going to sit and have a drink and no have a crack with you because you're a fucking funny bastard. That's what I thought actually. But aye, quite a funny fucking scenario in my fucking work if you're fucking remotely interested, right? Because I'm obviously got nobody in here to talk to apart from Tommy, and Tommy doesn't give a fuck, right? No, see in my work, right? I've put the pin on them. I went and seen the health and safety advisor and I told him to fucking suck my dick, basically. I'm not wearing the fucking masks. I don't wear them in the shops. I don't wear them I don't wear them anywhere. Don't wear them in taxis. I don't wear them at all. I don't keep them in my pocket in case somebody tells me to wear one. Somebody tells me to wear one, then they've got me to argue with. They can fuck off. It's not happening, right? Honestly, I don't give a shit. I'm like, it's a fucking pile of bollocks. I will not be fucking wearing one. I've never wore one, wouldn't be wearing one. I'm severely claustrophobic. It's on my fucking medical records. If anybody wants to check it up, then they could fucking feel free, right? But I'm like, fuck you. Told fucking the gaffer in my work. I was fucking employed on the fucking position that the fucking masks were optional. That's what I was told. I was told masks are optional, and I went, that's fine then. They're optional. I'll not be fucking wearing one. And then 3 weeks later or something like that, we were told you need to wear one. And I went, no, fucking I'm not. And he went, well, you're going to have to. And I went, no, fucking I'm not. I went, don't give that bollocks. I says, I'll get fucking whatever, right? So I phoned my doctor. And when I phoned the doctor, I didn't get my own doctor, I got some other fucking cunt, right? And they went like, gives 10 minutes, went and looked at my medical records and they went like, tell your work you're quite within your rights, it's on your fucking medical records, just tell them to fuck off, and they're not allowed to question you on these things anyway, so just tell them to fuck off, basically. And see the things, it's like a medical exemption thing. See if you look at the government website, medical exemption, right? Tells you medical exemption. Do you know what? Pay 55 pence and you can get a card. Aye, you don't need any proof. Just pay 55 pence and you'll get a card that tells you you've got a medical exemption. And do you know what the health, my gaffer told me? I went round and see the health and safety guy and I went, aye, I will. So I went and seen him and he went, so what's the problem? And I went, I've got severe claustrophobia. I says, I can't be wearing these masks, visors. I say, I can't have anything like that on my fucking face at all, right? Which, to be fair, I can't, right? And he went like, right, well, if that's your position, he says, then that's fine. He says, don't then. And I went, I fucking will now. I says, and I don't see any of you pricks fucking wearing one. I says, I'm standing like fucking 2 feet away from you. In fact, I was standing right next to the guy actually. And he went, is there anything wrong with you? And I went, no, well, technically no really, right? Apart from the fact that I'm fucking mental. I never told him that, obviously, right? But I was like, no, there's fucking no anything wrong with me. I says, I get my temperature took when I walk in the door, which, there you go. And I went, I don't feel fucking ill. If I felt fucking ill, I wouldn't come into my work. I said, so what the fuck's the crack here? And I went like, I says, I'm not wearing one. I says, none of you cunts wear one, because yous are obviously of a higher pay grade than me, right? And until you pay me more fucking money, then I'll still not wear one, because then if I'm in a higher pay grade, I will need to fucking wear one. And he went, you're right. And I went, I know I'm fucking right. I'm always right, to be fair. So, fuck you. And he went, no, you don't need to wear one. And I went, thank you. And I said, well, says on the government fucking website that you can't discriminate against me. Plus, I could take them to the cleaners if they sack me for no wearing one. So I'm not wearing one. And do you know what? Half the fucking workforce has went like that. Why is fucking Looney Tune no fucking wearing one? And I'm like, I don't need to wear one. And they went, why do you not need to wear one? And I went, in your fucking business. I was like, I just don't need to wear one. And they went, have you got any fucking... I went, in your business. I says, I don't need to wear one. I says, that's up to you to find out why you don't need to wear one. And there's quite a few folk could have went like that. Well, if fucking idiot features isn't fucking wearing one, near the fuck away. And I went, well, that's up to you to argue with the management. I've already done it. I says, I've been there, done that. I says, they're no fucking arguing with me, because I know I'm right. And quite a few other... Well, obviously I'm causing discord in the fucking workforce. But I'm not wearing one of these stupid fucking things in my face. I did 12-hour fucking shifts. Right? 12-hour shit. I did 12-hour shit. I'm not wearing that shit in my face for 12 hours. Fuck off. And one of the fucking... this has got nothing to do... Well, technically it's not really getting to the right, but I was working with a fucking young laddie, right? And he was 21, right? I thought he was about 12 due to the fact that I'm ancient and I think every cunt's fucking young looking, right? But he was coming out with all this piss, right? And he was coming out with all this lefty fucking bollocks, right? And I went, so what's your fucking... I went, what are you going on about, right? And he was just talking fucking shite, right? And I was like, do you know what? 12-hour shift, I'm not listening to this all day long. I went, you'll need to move him away from me, because he's doing what he done. I says, or move me away from him. I says, one of the two, because he's driving me fucking nuts, right? And he went like, and I said, see you and your fucking lefty snowflake brigade. And he went, you're so 2016 with your snowflake thing. And I went, God fucking help me. Because I was like, I don't think I'm that behind the times, because quite a lot of folks say that. And he was like, oh no, and he's like, fucking, he thought, he thinks BLM's a good idea, and he thinks this, and he thinks that, and he thinks the next thing, right? And I just went like to him, do you actually know what BLM is? And he says, there's campaigning for black lives. And I went, no, they're not. They're a Marxist terrorist organisation. And he went, where'd you get that from? I went, I got it straight off their website. I says, because their fucking founder was jailed for 16 years for being a fucking terrorist. I said, so, says, you want to read up, pal, before you start fucking arguing. I says, if you start arguing maybe about something I don't know anything about, I says, then fair enough. I says, but they're actually a fucking self-proclaimed Marxist organisation. I said, so, I says, and I says, so you think fucking... I says, do you know what? I says, I says, I could actually snap you like I could pick this guy up and snap him like a twig, right? And I went, so you think it'd be a good idea if I decided to fucking leather fuck at you? You think it'd be a good idea if there was no police to phone when I done that? I says, I'm not going to do it. I says, because that'd be a liberty, because I could actually just snap the guy like a twig, right? And he went, oh, I don't think you know what you're talking about. And I went, well, you explain it to me then. And he went, but fucking whatever, right? And he was like, quite incomprehensible, and he done a lot of that muttering. And I went, don't mutter. I said, just talk the way I talk, so as I can fucking hear what you're saying, you fucking dick. And he fucked off, and he eventually come back here, and he says, I apologise. He says, I went and fucking Googled what you're talking about. He says, and you're actually right enough. And I went, exactly. I says, do you know what? You read the headlines and you think you know what you're talking about, because you're 21, you obviously spend your time wanking and you don't read into whatever you fucking think you're talking about, right? I said, but by all means spend your time wanking, but don't argue with folk who aren't spending their time wanking and actually fucking read these things. And he goes on about fucking, he thinks fucking certain people are fucking reasonable and you're like that. Oh, for fuck's sake, man. And every time I pull him up on it, he goes away and fucking reads about it and he goes, I'm no authority in everything, right? But this boy's fucking, he's not a half-wit. He's just young and stupid, which we've all been, but he's young, stupid, and he's got opinions that he just reads the headlines. And he's just, do you know what? I think he reads the headlines off the BBC, which is quite fucking shocking for a boy his age. He should be he should be online reading into these things and not doing it off the internet. Not doing it, should be doing it like online. No, he should be finding out further sources. He shouldn't just be watching the telly with his granny and going like, was that right, granny? Fucking whatever, right? Granny Lineker must be right then. And I'm going, so I says, I take it you pay your fucking TV licence. Alright, that's right, you don't because you stay with your mum and dad. Come back to me when you're paying your rent and your TV licence and you're fucking doing all this shit yourself, right? And it's like mere kind of, I was like, I says, and whose car's that you're driving? I says, because he went, well, I drive and, because he went like, he came out with some shit about fucking, he drives. And I went, whose car are you driving? He went, I says, I've seen the car he drives, right? And I went, that's mummy and daddy's car. I said, sure, you're one of this. I says, I don't care if Snowflake's fucking 2016, right? He's one of this young snowflake brigade who are driving mummy and daddy's car. They live with mummy and daddy, and he's out working. He's trying to work and that, right? But he comes out and he spouts all this pure pish. And basically, I was like to him, do you know what? See if you spent as much time gaming as you did reading into... All you do is read a headline and you think you know what the fuck's going on. Read into what's happening and you might possibly have made a fucking idea of what's happening, right? So that was my fucking pitch to him. And he's had to come back and fucking apologise to me on numerous occasions because we do 12-hour shifts, therefore he goes out in his break and he looks these things up and he goes, oh, well, you make the fucking point. And I'm going, I might actually, he's fucking hilarious, that, innit? I was like, please do not go to fucking uni, because you'll go to uni, you'll not do a fucking proper degree, you'll do a degree in something fucking stupid, like gender studies or wanking or I don't know what, right? He'll do something really stupid, right? And he'll get fucking brainwashed by the left brigade and he'll be like 100 times fucking worse than he is the now. And he's quite bad the now, actually. I dread think we'd be like if he went to fucking uni. And there's a couple of other ones as well that are, oh, I'm going to university. And I'm going, what you doing? And they're going, I'm doing business. And I went, what kind of business? I went, I know the kind of business you're going to end up doing. It'll be fucking, you'll be doing business in the public fucking bogs, mate. That's what you'll be doing. Aye, males and females alike. And if you're interested, then I went to uni and done chemistry. I done a science degree, right? These cunts aren't doing that. They're doing weirdo fucking degrees that don't mean anything at all to MD, right? No degrees mean anything to MD anymore, right? But at least if you went to uni and done a science degree, then you're not going to get polluted with the fucking left waffer because they don't tend to pollute the science fucking departments, right? They don't. No, because there needs to be fucking like common sense in science. Whereas if it's English literature or gender studies or media studies or any of these things. These are all subjective and they're pish, right? And see, in chemistry, you do a fucking equation and it's a formula, and if you do something, it's right or it's fucking wrong. See, in media studies, brainwashed into any old pish, literally any old fucking pish, right? And it's quite embarrassing actually, because you think, fuck me, man. And see, everybody I talked to, this young lassie, she seemed quite bright, right? And I went like to her, what you doing? And she says, business. And I went, business what? Business. I says, you're doing a degree in business. So that's just a degree in business. What? Is that a thing? Really? Is that a thing? I thought fucking like a degree was like fucking chemistry, physics, fucking maths, fucking like that's like a fucking like she seems quite bright, but she's doing, and I'm going, what the fuck is that? Maybe it will get her somewhere, right? I don't fucking know, but I don't see that myself as a proper fucking degree. I think that's nonsense. And I think every cunt I've ever met that's done English lit or they've done fucking like poetry, fucking and all these sort of things, then they're all fucking left waffers fucking out fucking protesting for BLM, Antifa. That's the cut. Well, they weren't doing that then. They were protesting for some other pish, right? But they're all the ones that are like that. Oh, leave the asylum seekers alone. And I'm going, aye, because they're not going to be runstein at your fucking mon feathers gaff. They're going to put them in fucking next to fucking other people. They're not going to be if they were staying next to you, you'd have something to say about it. You're going to stay with your mon feather till you're 35 or older, and then you're going to fucking shaft them out their fucking house, property, whatever. So you're just going to live off your mon feathers earnings, basically. I went to fucking uni half mine back, college half mine back. I never get fucking, I didn't have a trust fund and all that fucking pish, meals of pity. I did have money, but we'll not talk about that. Oh, by the way, I wasn't a drug dealer, right? I'm just saying I fucking had money at one point or another, but that's fucking neither here nor there. That didn't get me through fucking uni. When I was at uni, I fucking worked. I had to work fucking in a fucking shitty bar, actually. That was a good laugh, actually. So, anyway, do you know what? Everybody's fucking banging on about this, right? And do you know what? I'm just going to get it right down to my fingernails. Fuck it. I don't care. Because I actually fucking, I think it's about time folk fucking shut up about. I'd have loved that. I'd have loved to get that done years ago. And I never get it done because of folks' attitudes. And I think folks' attitudes are suck my dick, to be fair. So, that was the particularly funny video, to be fair. Well, I was sitting here with Tommy. What the fuck do you expect? It's not going to be funny, is it? It's just going to be a fucking rant. So, I like my rants. So, fuck it. Fuck it. I like my rants.